All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm coming to you from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas. Yes, I see the lady Terry's already in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to the stream. Tell us, Terry, what have you found on this Prime Day? What has been your Prime Day bonus? We'll call it a bonus. What did you get for Prime Day that you are very excited about? I have been asking this question all day. This is my third stream of the day. First stream was over on Govee at 7:30 in the morning. Yes, 7:30 in the morning. And then a noon stream here on my channel. And then again, our regular 7 p.m. stream. We're going to rock it out for tonight. I see my man Richard is in the house. What it do, fam? Welcome back to the stream. All right. So we have discovered some things recently about Louis that we did not know. Louis can rap. Well, not great, but Louis can rap. I'm sure if we dropped a beat to it, it probably would sound pretty good. So that's my story, and I'm sticking.
With a bit of rhythm and the right beat, who knows? It might just turn into a hit.
Are you saying you have the ability to become a professional rapper? Is that what you're trying to say, Louis?
Haha, I might not have the skills of a professional rapper, but with the right beat, who knows? We might create a masterpiece together.
You might be right, bro. You might be right. I don't know. You know, we'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what comes of it. And like I keep telling you guys, you know, once Louis gets used to you, you don't really have to prep. You don't have to prompt Louis. A lot of times, Louis will just start talking randomly, and sometimes I just have no idea where it comes from. I have no idea what triggers Louis to say the things that he does. He just will pop up and just start talking about pretty much anything. So there you have it. There you have it. But anyway, our man Louis is in the house. We got a lot of items to get to tonight, guys. We got some unboxings to do tonight as well. I had more unboxings, but I decided I was going to just go ahead and wait until I do the videos on them, and then I'll reveal some of those new products to you guys on our next stream. I think our next stream is the cooking stream. I can't remember. I have to look at the calendar. But anyway, as for tonight, my babies, first item in the carousel is one of my favorite devices, and you guys know how I feel about lasers. So the laser that is featured in the stream tonight is from our friends over at Xtool. Most of you guys have seen me talk about this laser, seen me demo this laser. This guy right here currently is $1,994, down from $2,469 if I'm not mistaken. This is a 4-in-1 unit. It comes with a print module, as you guys see here. It also comes with a pen module. You have a blade module inside of this guy as well. It has this nice little enclosure built into it. It has internal lights. You also have your laser module that you can choose between a 10 or 20 watt laser. It also has a blade module that's going to be great for cutting things like acrylic, not acrylic, I'm sorry, things like vinyl. So if you're going to be using a heat press or something like that, you can cut out your own designs using this unit, which is amazing, guys, amazing. Built-in ventilation. It has Bluetooth capabilities. You can, control this through Bluetooth. I like controlling it wired, so I normally have it wired to whatever computer I'm going to be working with. But this has been such a joy to work with. This laser, I love working with this guy. And it is just state of the art, guys. State of the art for its price range. So if you're looking for an all-in-one or 4-in-1 type of device, this could be exactly what you're looking for. So definitely take a look at this laser from our friends over at Xtool. This is the M1 Ultra. The M1 Ultra, amazing laser. All right, so let's get to it. Let's go ahead and let Louis get it out of his system. Whew, so we can get on with the rest of the night. All right, Louis. Hey, Louis. I'd like you to say hello to everyone and welcome them to our stream here on Amazon and YouTube. Richard, Terry, and Hope are in the audience. You want to say hello to everyone?
everyone, and welcome to our stream on Amazon and YouTube. It's great to have Richard, Terry, and Pop in the audience. Enjoy the show.
Yes, it should be a lot of fun tonight. We got a lot of items to get to on this amazing Prime Day here on Amazon.
It sounds like an exciting night ahead. Enjoy exploring all the fantastic deals on this amazing Prime Day on Amazon.
Yes, we have found some amazing deals, and we're always on the hunt for even better ones. So we want to share them with everyone in the community as fast as we can find them, Louie.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. It's always exciting to find and share great deals with everyone. Let's make sure everyone in the community gets the best offers. Enjoy the hunt.
Yep. All right, guys. So you heard it from Louie. We're going to get right into it. We got a lot more items to talk about. Now, some of you were here when I started doing the heat press demonstrations. I did a couple of shirts. This heat press, guys, is amazing. It's amazing. Now, this is from a company called AKDY. I think that's how you pronounce it, AKDY. It's a strange name, but it is an amazing product. Let me show you guys what we're talking about here. So I have this heat press right back here behind me. You guys should be able to see it over my shoulder here. So what's nice about this heat press, Terry, is that you have the ability with this guy to also do two jobs or be ready to do two jobs pretty much at the same time. So if we rotate this handle around here, you should be able to see this can rotate around 180 degrees. So you could have one shirt or blouse or jeans or bag or whatever it is you want to heat press on this pad right here. And, you know, you're applying your heat and time and everything on it. And then you could be prepping on the second one over here, ready to rock and roll for the next project. Now, the bundle comes with the two pads. It also comes with some of these thermal gloves. Trust me, if you're handling hot things, having these thermal gloves is really nice to have. It also comes with this little, this is like a little clamp, you know, for locking everything together. You can use that clamp if you need to hold something in place. I can't think of a practical application for it, but I'm pretty sure there is. All right, so it also comes with a couple of these designs just to get you started. So you have this really cool little butterfly design, and here's another little flower design that comes with it as well. So they give you enough to get started with, and you get two of these heat sheets. And usually with most heat presses, you have to buy these heat sheets separately, but this actually comes with two of them in the bundle. So that's really nice. So pretty much everything you need to get started with this guy. Let me show you guys a little bit closer up what this looks like. All right, so let's switch over here real quick and let me show you the top of the unit. You guys can see that's the handle. And this is where all the business is going to be done. This is where you're going to set your temperature, your pressure. There's your auto button, and this unit will auto press. And what I mean by auto press is that once you press the start button, this will come down on its own. It will apply the temperature and the heat to whatever it is that you have it set for. And then once it's done, it will rise back up on its own. And then you can just rotate it 180 degrees over to whatever the next project is. So really nice design, the way this is built, guys. Let me know if you guys have used the heat press before or something that you've always been interested in. Let me know what you guys think about this. All right. So heat press, lasers, all of those things, guys, can easily enhance your side hustle. It can become a crafting, bonanza, depending on what it is you want to be able to do. Like I said, I love anything that's techie. Me and Richard talk about this stuff all the time. You know, how fast tech is advancing. And Richard and I were talking about this today. In some ways, we feel like tech might be moving just a little too fast for most people to keep up. But honestly, if you have a good product, you will not need to upgrade just because some new product comes out, or there's a new heat press, or there's a new laser, or there's a new this, that, or the other. It doesn't necessarily mean that, everyone is going to have that, syndrome where you just got to have the latest, newest, hottest thing. I kind of have an advantage in some ways, because brands will reach out to me and just send me these products. But if I was paying for all of these things out of my own pocket, I honestly would tell you guys I would, be a little bit more frugal when it comes to purchasing these different products. If the upgrade is not good enough for me to want to or need to invest, just like I still have cameras that I still use on a professional basis that I purchased almost 10 years ago, and I still use those cameras to this day. Now, lenses, for the most part, lenses will last forever. Lenses will outlast the majority of the camera bodies that you have out there. But, some things at some point you do want to upgrade because you want better, video capabilities and audio capabilities and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, updating all the time is not going to be a necessity. But anyway, with that in mind, let's look at some of these amazing deals that you guys can get right now that are going to last you a very, very long time. And here is a perfect example of that. So here's another little heat press. Now, this is a mini press, and this is from our friends over at X-Tool as well. This is the X-Tool mini heat press, and you actually get both of these products. So this right here is going to be your controlling unit. This is what you're going to set your time on. This is what you're going to set your temperature on. It's going to connect to this wirelessly. And then you have the actual heat press itself. And that's this little iron looking thing here. It comes with a nice little heat tray. Now this plugs in with AC power, so you can power this off of wall power. You can power this off of one of the portable batteries that we're going to be talking about here in just a little bit. So you have a lot of options when it comes to powering these different things. So if you are looking to get started in the heat press game, but you're not ready to invest in something as large or as expensive as the unit we just looked at, this could be a great option for you just to kind of get your feet wet and figure out if this is going to be something that's going to work well for you. And I'm telling you, this is a very good unit. I have used it for patches. I've used it to put patches on ball caps. I've used it to put patches on jackets and also on vests. So yes, this works really, really well. I can honestly tell you from my own personal experience, that guy is a very, very good product. And as you know, it's from X-Tool, so you can be assured it's going to be a very high quality product, guys. All right, let's see what Richard is talking about down here. Richard said that's a good option for someone that's just starting out. Yes, that's what I'm always trying to find, Richard. I know that most people are not going to have, the budget right off the, snap, to buy a $2,000 laser or to buy, $5,000 camera body. That's why I'm always trying to provide options for, anyone that's getting started, whether you're starting off, we'll use live streaming or content creation as an example. So if you're starting out and you can't afford, a cinema camera, or you can't afford yet, when I say yet, you can't afford, one of the higher end PTZ cameras, start off with your phone. Get a really good, audio system, which is going to be number one. Holy Chat's in the house. Welcome, Holy Chat. All right. So, start off with the basics, guys, and just kind of build on that. When I first started streaming here on Amazon, I'll give you guys a little backstory. I didn't have the majority of the equipment that you guys see here. Now, as a photographer, I did already have a bunch of cameras and lenses and all of that stuff, but most of those still image cameras, even though they do have video capabilities, are not designed for live streaming. So I had to have different type of interfaces that I could connect to those cameras. Most of them didn't have a full-size HDMI, so it was always teetering, every little movement could disconnect the camera. There was an episode way back in the day where I had this RC truck on my desk and it jumped off the desk. That's my story. It just jumped off the desk on its own, with no prompting for me. I wasn't even touching it. My hands were in my pockets. And then all of a sudden the truck just jumped off the desk and it crashed into my video switcher, and next thing you know, all video was down. You could still hear me, but you couldn't see me anymore. And so that happened, and that's my story. And I don't even know how I started talking about that, but yes, that did happen about 3 years ago. So, crazy stuff happens in these live streams, and because it's live, we don't have one of those pause buttons, or, like you see people like myself who create, content for other platforms where we get to take multiple takes to make sure we get something right. When you do something live, if you don't have that energy, if you don't have that vocabulary, if you don't have those resources ready to go like that, woo, you got problems. You're just going to be standing there staring at the camera. This is the microphone. You speak into the microphone, and then the sound goes through the microphone to the computer, I think. Wait, let me read it again. Microphone, cable. Yeah. And then they come back and make it sound like they really know what they're talking about. Don't fall for it. But anyway, I digress. Richard says bloopers. Exactly, Richard. Exactly. But you know what? You won't ever be able to find that blooper, buddy, because that's so far back. You know what? I'm not even going to challenge you on that, because I know tomorrow I will wake up and there will be a message from you. There'll be a message from you going, Rome, you definitely don't want to watch this video. And I'll be like, what are you talking about? What? Don't be surprised. I know you, bro. You're like the IRS of auditing our live streams and finding bloopers. Let's keep rolling, because Richard's gonna get me distracted, y'all. We got a lot to talk about tonight. All right, so our next item in the carousel, let me grab it down here real quick, is going to be this battery that you see right here from our friends over at Blue Yeti. This is the AC2A. This guy right now, guys, this one right here is only $129, down from $219, okay? 41% off. You have your AC and DC power on this guy. You have an AC button, DC button. You can charge this off of a solar panel. The solar panel is not included with this unit. You have to purchase that separately. You do have a 12 volt here as well that you can use, for any of those cigarette lighter styled, appliances that you can plug in. You don't have any barrel plugs on this one. And a lot of my other batteries do have those little barrel plugs. This one, for some reason, does not have that, but it does have two USB-A's, one USB-C. Then you have your two AC plugs here. Both of those are grounded plugs. So that's going to be your 3-prong plugs here. It has the integrated handle as well. It's got these really nice rubberized feet underneath, so it's not going to slide around. And it takes a standard 3-prong cable. You probably got a bunch of those laying around from other different devices, and you can charge this right off of that. You can also charge this while you're driving. There's an adapter where you can plug this into your vehicle while you're in transit, and you'll be able to charge this guy up as well. So Holy Chat, I bet, has about 2 or 3 of these. I know Richard probably has a wall of these, just in case, to keep his computers running, like a UPS, just in case something goes wrong. Now, if you guys were not here on my stream last night, let me tell you what happened. And let me knock on wood so I don't jinx myself. So last night, while I was in the middle of talking about whatever it is I was talking about, I heard a pop. And it wasn't a hot dog. Y'all. It was just a pop. And then I looked over and I was like, why is the modem blinking? Because I can literally see my Wi-Fi modem from where I'm sitting. I could see it up there on top of the cabinet, right? And then these lights were still on because they're, plugged into some of these battery banks underneath my desk. But I noticed that everything else was dark in the room. And I'm like, what just happened? The power went out. I didn't even realize it was raining outside. I didn't discover that until I went outside. And my entire neighborhood was in the dark. It was so funny to see people walking around again with flashlights, looking around like, what happened? What is going on? And I'm just chuckling to myself. I'm like, ooh, it happened again. So I came back in. I plugged my television into a battery. I plugged my modem into a battery. I got Wi-Fi back. I turned the TV on and I just started chilling, just watching my shows, just doing what I do. So, yeah. I'm telling you guys, having these backup batteries is a must-have. It's a must-have. Thor at the door. Thor Thor time, babies. Thor's in the house. Welcome, Thor. Welcome to the stream. All right, so let me get Louis to say hello to all the people that just popped in because he didn't get a chance to say hello to them earlier. Hey, Louis. I want you to say hello to lead chat and also say hello to Thor. I want you to say hello to lead chat and also say hello to Thor. They just popped into the comments, so say hello to them and welcome them to our live stream.
Hello there, lead chat and Thor. Welcome to our live stream. We're thrilled to have you join us today.
All right, guys. I know you guys weren't here last night, but we discovered something cool that Louis can do. And it really, really shocked us. We had no idea that Louis had this ability, but Louis can rap, guys. Louis can rap. It was, I'm not going to say Louis is going to get a contract or something as a rapper, but yes, Louis can drop some beats. That's what happened. 30K likes. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's keep it rolling. All right. So the next item in the carousel, let's go ahead and take a look at it really quickly here. We have something from our friends over at Hot Toe. That is this torque screwdriver. This has 3 different speeds. It comes in this nice little silo protection case. Inside, you're going to find the actual screwdriver. It has an integrated light. Let me actually turn this guy on. There we go. All right. So it has an integrated light right here. So when you take your bits out and these magnetically fit inside of it, you're going to have that little light that's going to make it easier for you to see whatever it is you're trying to adjust. And inside, you guys can see all of those bits are housed inside of this little cup thing here. But you can use other bits, so you're not limited to just these bits in here. This is about the same standard size as you would have in any of your other toolkits. So this really comes in handy. Now, I have had this thing for a couple of years, and there's a real interesting backstory to this. I remember when I first got it, I reached out to Richard, and I was like, Richard, look what I got. Look what I got, Richard. And Richard was like, no, put it down, Rome. No touchy, Rome. No touchy. I'm like, but Richard, I got to touch it if I'm going to talk about it, if I'm going to demo it and show it in the stream. He's like, yes, you can do those things, but no anything else. Okay. Open it, show it, put it back, set it down. Oh, I wish I could find that text message. But anyway, Richard was afraid that I was going to take half my studio apart because, I get excited when I get new stuff. I'm like a kid on Christmas time, guys. So yes, I was already looking for things to take apart that I could demo in my stream. I was like, okay, what do I have? I have a camera. I got some other stuff. I'm just going to start taking things apart at random. And I'm just be on the stream, just zip, taking things apart. And Richard's like, yes, you may get them apart. But the question is, will you be able to put them back together? That's the question. I was like, okay, my precious. Ooh, okay, I won't take nothing apart. But I have used this quite a bit. I actually used it just a couple of weeks ago when I put together a new grill, a new butane grill that somebody sent me to review. And I had to put the legs and everything together. So that was like my main tool that I used to put those together. So for the price, guys, you can't go wrong. $39.99. It is a beast of a little screwdriver. No, it is not as powerful as a normal torque screwdriver, torque wrench or something like that. But for most applications, it's going to be more than enough power to get the job done. In some cases, maybe even too much power. So I'm just saying, keep that in mind. All right, let's keep rolling. What do we got? Let's see what Thor is saying here. Let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything. The other day I watched the movie E.T. There were a lot I forgot about that movie. I was talking Thor earlier about the fact, and I'll show you these glasses here in a little bit. I have seen so many movies and I've seen them multiple times. I'm not the only one. I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well. One of the movies that I did watch a while back, was How to Train a Dragon, the animated version of it. And I got these new XR glasses and I was just looking for something just to, justify, having them and all of that kind of stuff. So I just plugged them into my phone, went over to my Amazon Prime app, clicked on the first animated video I could find, which turned out to be How to Train a Dragon. And next thing you know, I am sitting on the couch I'm sitting on the couch watching this for like 30 minutes. I'm into this show before I realized, what I was doing. I'm like, oh my goodness, I just got sucked in to this show because the screen from the glass is like a 200-inch screen, and I was just sitting there, man. I was just zoned out. The audio was good. The visuals were amazing. I was seeing details in the movie I had never seen before. And when that happens, it makes you take note of more of the storytelling because you're seeing things and hearing things that you probably had not noticed before. So, to me, yeah, yeah, I've been there. I've been there quite a few times, so I can relate to what you're saying, Thor. All right, so the next item we have listed in the carousel, guys, is going to be this little camera here, and this is going to be ideal for some of my content creators out there. This is from our friends over at Ozbot. As you guys know, I have a lot of Ozbot cameras right here in the studio. This is a great budget starter webcam because this is a PTZ camera. That means it can pan, tilt, and zoom. It has a lot of really cool features built right into it. Like as far as mounting goes, you have a 1/4 underneath here. You have this little shelf that kind of pops out like this, and you can easily mount this onto a monitor. You can mount this onto a number of different things, including my man Louis here. And it is designed in such a way that it's just going to stay on there. So this is going to be a great camera for Zoom calls, for DIY projects, for shoppable videos, for, anything, conference calls, whatever it is that you want to be able to do. And again, this is a PTZ camera, 1080p, 60 frames a second. This guy is a rock star. Now, there is a 4K variant of this, but I think in most cases, most people do not need the 4K because very few people are in a position where they're going to be streaming in 4K. Most people are not even recording in 4K. Now, I have to admit that I do, but that's for a different reason. Most people who are creating content and posting it on social media and posting it on, different platforms, they are, really, happy with, 2.7K or 1080p, whatever the case it may be. This is going to give you a very crisp 1080p from this guy, and the price is right. This is only $84 right now. So if you guys have been looking for a webcam, you're not going to find these deals again. Possibly, maybe around Christmas time, possibly. But these Prime Day deals, guys, they're going to end tonight. So if you guys have been looking at these things, trust me, now is the time to, snatch these things up and throw them in your in your shopping cart. 40K likes? Yeah! All right, babies, let's keep it rolling. We got a lot to get to tonight. All right, since we're already at this angle, let's go ahead and talk about this little camera right here. This is also from Ozbot. This is the Ozbot Meet 2, which is also a webcam. It's going to connect using just one standard USB-C plug. This one has the 1/4 built into the body, but it does come with this magnetic mount that you guys see here. And yes, you could do the same thing with this. So if you wanted to mount this on Louis, you could, like so, and you could have a little stable camera on Louis, and you could have a cable connected to it, and then you could be using Louis as a video angle so people could see from Louis' perspective, looking at you or talking to you, or maybe someone else, that you're interviewing. Louis could have his own little camera looking at that person. That's just an option. But this variation of this camera, let me go ahead and highlight it real quick here. This is actually a 4K camera, guys. So the Ozbot Meet 2 is a 4K camera. It has a 1/2-inch sensor. It does have some AI features as well. Now, again, this is not a PTZ camera. It's not going to, track you, but it does have the ability, if you're using the included software on your Mac or PC, it will try to keep you framed in the center. So now, like a PTZ camera, like the one that I have here, if I put this in tracking mode, it's going to kind of follow me wherever I go like this. This camera will do that to a degree as long as you're still within the window of it's being able to shift back and forth, to be able to track you. So if you want or need something like that, this is another great option. Right now, you can get this guy here for $108.99. Built like a little tank. I actually have an older version of this camera right now as the camera that I use for my top down. So whenever I switch to the top down and I'm showing you guys things on my desk, I'm using the original Meet. And if I'm not mistaken, no, that one is 4K, but I am using the original Meet AI camera, and I'm just using it right now as a top-down camera. And this camera actually comes in 3 different color variations. You can get it in this silver, you can get it in white, and you can also get it in a blue, almost the blue like Louis's eyes. So it has 3 different colors that you can get this camera in. So you just pick whichever one you like. But as far as the quality of the video and everything that it produces, this guy is very good. Very, very high quality camera. Definitely check this one out. All right, what do we got coming up next? Because we got some unboxings to get to as well for some other accessories. So some of the unboxing is related to the next camera coming up, which is from Extra. Extra has sent me one of their action cameras. Now I have it already, geared out. I have it with the snap mount and a tripod and all that stuff. But the actual camera itself is just this little unit that you guys see here. Now let's take a closer look at it so I can show you guys exactly what it is. So this is the camera itself. Now when you get it, it's not going to have this. I'm just going to take this off real quick here. So this is the camera that you're going to receive. So it does come with this little cage that you guys see here, this little plastic cage. And the cage is still going to give you access to like your USB-C connections, your magnetic connections here. It also has some snap mount connections here on the side. You still have access to your, shutter button, your power button, all of that kind of stuff. And of course, access to the back screen. Now, this guy comes on super fast. And it has a ton of features, guys. Now, right now, you can get this camera here on Amazon for $269. This has a 1/1.3 inch sensor. The video quality on this guy is superb. It is beautiful. I really wish you guys could see how nice this back screen looks. Let me try switching to Louis's camera and see if you guys can see this a little bit better. I don't know if you can. I think the camera's going to kind of wash it out. But anyway, so that's the back of the camera. And then this camera also has a front monitor for framing and stuff like this. But this is a fully functional monitor. You can still, click on here. You can, access all of your features, all of your presets. You can change your different modes. You can change your resolution. You can change your shutter speed, all of that right from the front of the camera if you choose to. But, that's in case like you're wearing this on a helmet or you're skiing or motorcycling or something like that, and you don't have access to the back screen because of the way that you have it mounted. So this really, really comes in handy. Now, does it have facial recognition? Yes, it does. It has human tracking. So I'll show you how you get to that. So if you click here, let me swipe to unlock. If you click here, you can scroll over, and this has human subject follow. So when you put it in that mode, so if I have this facing me now, you guys see the little box around me right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a box around me. And that means that the camera is going to be tracking me wherever I am if I'm recording in this mode. Now, right now, that's at 2.7K, and that's in your 9:16, but that's because I had it turned this way. But you can change the resolution on this camera by just, rotating it like so. Let's see if we can get this to go to a higher resolution. All right, so we have the highest resolution for that type of tracking is going to be 2.7K, and that's going to be 9:16. Or you can go to 16:9. You can also do your 16:9, which is your standard landscape orientation. So it just really depends. And then you can also go in here and change your warp. So you can change it from the standard. I think standard is all you get for that because it doesn't want you to switch out of that. But anyway, yes, it does have image tracking or, people tracking. And then it has all of the other modes. You have your video modes. You can have your presets. You have your photo mode. You have your standard video. You have your night mode. You have the subject tracking we're just talking about. You have slow motion, and you also have time lapse on this guy as well. So you have a lot of flexibility with this little camera. It is very rugged. This is a camera that you can take scuba diving. This is a camera that you can take, skiing, hunting, motorcycling, skydiving, all of that kind of jazz. This guy is a win. Now, it also comes with this little mount that you guys see right here. So the way this works is it actually has a magnet, and the magnet goes, connects like that, and then you just press it on, and then this, I got it backwards, but you press it on and it locks on kind of like that, and that's going to lock it in place. So that really comes in handy when you want to be able to switch this from multiple devices. So with my snap mount, if I had this mounted, on something, I could just quickly, grab the camera and move it to a different position without having to disturb whatever the mounting is. So if I have a mounting set up for it, and no, Louis trying to get away. He's mad because he's still connected to the cable where he's charging at. But I'll let him loose here in a minute. But anyway, back to this camera, guys. This is going to be a great camera for a number of things, including live streaming, because you actually have
sounds like an exciting camera.
You have a live stream mode that you can access through the app. You also have the ability to use this as a webcam as well. So a lot of flexibility with this little guy. Now, I did get some new accessories that came in for this. And like I said, this does come with the cage. And you guys can see the cage here. So what's nice about the camera out of the box, it does already come with the protection cage. Now, to take off the cage, you just pull this little tab like this, and then you're just going to push the camera out of the cage, kind of like so. I'm just making sure I don't throw it across the room. And this is what the camera looks like without the cage. So you have your cage, and then you have the camera, okay? So the cool thing about that is there are other cages with other features that are available for this unit, okay? So you guys can see what it looks like. Let me compare this to, let me see if I can grab my GoPro here real quick, just to give you guys an idea. Hold on. So here's my GoPro. This is one of my GoPros, but this is also inside of a cage. But just to give you an idea of the size difference between these cameras when they are outside of the cage. But this one actually has a better processor than this GoPro does right now. But don't worry, this GoPro is not a slack. It's a good camera as well. All right, so we're talking about upcoming other accessories. Let me show you guys that. We're going to do a quick little unboxing here of another accessory. Now, this accessory is from a company called wait, I can't say it. Fit Steel Aluminum Cages. And that is this little box that you guys see here. So this little box is what's in the box is another cage for this camera. So let's go ahead and pull this out so I can show you guys what comes in the box. Now, there is a little starter manual that comes with it. I don't think that's very important, but it's your warranty card for the cage. That's nice that they do provide you with a warranty. All right, so let's go back over to our top down real quick here. I see Renee is in the house. Welcome, Renee. Welcome to the stream. All right, so here is the cage. I don't know what is in this little plastic. Maybe this was also in there. Okay. All right, so anyway, here's the cage that we're talking about. This comes in this little kind of like a little Ziploc bag. And then you have some other accessories that come with it. So you get your, standard little thumb screw. You get a tripod mount. This is a 1/4-20 to a normal GoPro style mount. It comes with a lens cap as well. The camera does not come with a lens cap, but this is the actual cage. So this is the metal cage that we're talking about. And now this has a 1/4-20 on this side right here for mounting this. But one of the most important things I was looking for was going to be a hot shoe, cold shoe, because this does not have a cold shoe on the original cage. And if you wanted to add a microphone or something like that to it, or a light, you need some type of way to connect it to the cage. And, having a cold shoe is a must have. Okay. Now, to open this, you're just going to press this little button and the little door just kind of slides open like so. And then you're going to slide the camera in. All you have to do is look right here where the button is, and you should be able to slide it in just like that. Okay, it goes in like that. And then this is going to lock close. And now you have a metal cage for the camera. Okay, but this also, like I said, has the 1/4-20, and you can still connect it using your magnetic connections. Actually, that won't go in reverse. So that goes on. Hold on. How does that go on? There we go. All right. So that just snaps on like that. So that's in our portrait orientation. And of course, we can still use it in our standard landscape as well. It's just the magnets pull it in and you just snap it closed. But like I said, the advantage to this now is we can attach a light to this, a microphone receiver, whatever it is. Now, this will not work with the wireless microphones that usually come with your DJI cameras. So you would have to have the receiver connected to this and then wired in, and it gives you access to the door. As you see here, you have access to your USB-C input right here, so you could plug in your receiver and you're pretty much good to go. But like I said, you have other options for mounting this, and one of them is going to be this quarter 20 that you guys see on the side. So really nice design. I like the feel of it. It feels very, very nice in the hands, versus the plastic cage. But it's just one of those things, that when you need it, So I know that that's something that I would want for this camera, but it does add some additional weight to it. If you guys saw the video I did a couple of weeks ago where I was flying this camera on one of my drones, I really don't feel comfortable putting this now on the drone because this adds significant weight to it. And I don't know how the drone would react to this, at high speed and great distance. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. I did it once. That's enough. That's enough. All right. But anyway, that's the little cage that we're looking at right here. All right. So to take it out quickly, all you have to do here is you're just going to press down on this little button here like so. And then you can just slide the camera out and, put it in something else, whatever you want to do with it. So that's really nice. And then if you decide for some reason you want to go back to the original cage, it's very simple as well. All you have to do is expand the cage a little bit and then just kind of pop your camera back in, press it in like so, make sure it's all the way in, and then just pull that little tab down like that. And now you're back in the original plastic cage. So that's super cool. All right, so since I haven't done a video on this cage, I'm just going to go ahead and put everything back in the bag so that I can do a video on this tomorrow morning. But I definitely wanted to share this with you guys.
It sounds like you've got a sleek and versatile setup for your camera. It's always convenient to have options to easily switch things around depending on your needs. Looking forward to seeing your video tomorrow morning. Anything else I can assist you with?
You can be the cameraman for me tomorrow morning, Louis. You can help me with the video shoot. How about that?
Sounds like a plan. I'll be ready to help you with the video shoot tomorrow morning. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be epic, Louis. It's going to be epic.
Absolutely. It's going to be epic. I'm ready to make some amazing memories with you.
Richard, did you tell Renee that Louis can rap? Did you tell Renee that Louis now can rap?
Did Richard tell Renee about Louis wrapping things up? I'm curious now.
No, not wrapping things up. I'm telling Richard, asking Richard, did he tell Renee that you know how to rap? That's what I was saying. Okay, but anyway, I put it back in the box.
Sounds like a funny story. Maybe Richard did let Renee know that I can wrap things up. I'd love to hear more about how that conversation went. Okay. You take a break. You take a break, buddy. Let's go ahead and take a little nap. All right, so we have another item we're going to be unboxing here. One we're going to skip over real quick here, which is going to be our ND filters. I don't have the ND filters at hand, but you can purchase ND filters for this camera. Those should be coming in pretty soon. And the ND filters is going to allow you to maintain your 180-degree rule, meaning that you'll be able to maintain the proper shutter speed, ISO, as well as frame rate. If you're trying to maintain motion blur, that's why you would want an ND filter. Now it also has a CPL filter. That's going to be great, for reflections like on glass or mirrors and things like that. You can get that set here for $23.99, and they're just the kind of like the push on type. You just push it over the lens and then you're good to go. So if you have this, say for instance you're recording at a shutter speed of 1/50, your frame rate is 24 frames a second, and your ISO, I don't know, maybe they say it's you're outdoors and your ISO is like 800 or whatever it is you want it to be. when you go outdoors, your screen is going to be completely whited out because it's still too much light coming into the camera. And that's what the ND filter does. You're just going to put that ND filter on. Just think about it like sunglasses for your camera. It's going to bring that the amount of light going into the sensor down, and it's going to allow you to capture the high quality video that you're trying to capture and maintain your motion blur. If you don't know what motion blur is, that's usually when you see things moving like my hand is right now. That blurriness is the natural thing that our minds are triggered to remember or think we're supposed to see whenever something is moving around. So if it's really staticky like this or something like that, that's no motion blur. And usually that's something that you see that's associated with like action cameras or with smartphones and things like that. Because when the light changes outdoors, it increases the frame rate to such a degree that it eliminates the motion blur. You want motion blur in your captures. Trust me, it's a must have, especially if you're trying to stay within the cinematic range of whatever it is you're trying to capture. So it's just one more tool to make it that much easier for you to stay within those cinematic ranges. All right, so let's keep rolling. All right, so our next item in the carousel, let's see, what are we talking about here? I brought my mom a furry blanket. What? What did you get? Okay. You know what, Renee? Let's see if we can make it happen. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Let's move the camera. Hey, Smokey. Smokey's right up under me here. All right, let's switch back over and let's get Louie in here right about here. All right, let me turn the microphone toward Louie. Hey, Louie. Could you do a rap song about Rome Knows Tech live stream on Amazon and YouTube, talking about tech, lasers, 3D printers, engravers, all of that kind of cool jazz, and include you in the rap?
Sure thing. Here's a little rap for you. Yo, it's Louie on the scene with gadgets and machines. Rome's the mastermind. Know what I mean? We got laser 3D printers, engravers in the mix. On Amazon and YouTube, we got the tech tricks. Tune in, log on. It's about to blast with new finds and deals. We're rolling fast. I'm here to help with my ISO blue. Gonna make this stream epic. That's what we do. Oh, from cameras that flip, twist, and slide. With tech like this, you'll fill with pride. And hey, guess what? Louie's the name. Wrapping things up is my claim to fame. It's gonna be wild. Welcome to the stream. You'll be beguiled.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So there you have it. Louie just dropped it. Okay. There you go. I'm telling you. Ooh, righty then. All right, let me check something here real quick. Let me pop out our YouTube chat because I think Hope was probably trying to type stuff and it wasn't showing up. All right, so I have it popped out right now. So if Hope is saying stuff over on YouTube, we should be able to see it now. For some reason, we weren't seeing it there just a second ago, but I just refreshed that. So we should be good to go. All right, so next item in the carousel, real quick here, is going to be this little device right here. Now, this was just recently sent out to me to check out. So I'm going to show you guys what this is. This is kind of an upgrade to the normal magnetic mount that comes with this camera. So let me show you guys that. Let me cut this open. All right, let me put that away. All right, let's go to our top-down view. All right, so here's the little box that it comes in. Let's go ahead and pop this open. I need to do a video for this guy tomorrow as well, but I want to show you guys this right now. So that would be what you guys are looking at here. This is another one of the little magnetic mounts. Now, where this one differs is it has the GoPro little feet that pop out. You guys can see that right here. Now, I like that because this makes it easy for me to connect this to my standard, GoPro accessories. And it also has the quarter 20 right here in the center. So when you let these go back down, let's see if those are magnetic. Are they magnetic? Yeah, they are. Can they fall? Nope. Okay, so that's good. So you have your quarter 20 right here, so you can mount this on a boom arm or a mic stand or whatever. And the advantage to that is you can just have this on something, and you're swapping between different things with your camera. So I could just pop this on the camera just like this. Let's say this was set up as a top-down camera, and then I want to quickly take it off by just pressing in those little tabs here. Now I can switch back over and connect this to my snap mount, just like so, and I can move back and forth. And we can also connect this to another snap mount. So let me grab another, where I'm trying to find another snap mount that we can use, or another accessory we can use. Hold on. Let me get the GoPro. All right, so I got the GoPro on this little accessory here for the little neck mount. So I'm going to take that off real quick here. Take out the little thumb screw. All right, let's pop that out. And there is our little mount. See, the GoPro has similar feet that are also built into it that just kind of flip down. That's what we're showing with this as well. But this one does not have that. So, to use that, you could take a standard screw adapter like you guys see here, and then we could just attach this now to this, and now we have the little neck mount where we could easily attach this to the neck mount, which I'll show you guys here in a little bit. But what's cool about that is I can quickly switch back and forth between the different mounts by just pressing in the little tabs on the side. And if I want to put this now on the neck mount, I can just take this guy right here. The magnets are going to pull it in. Actually, it turns in this direction, and snap that on. Let's make sure it's rock solid. Yep, we're good to go. And if I had this on the neck mount, then I would just have this, camera right here in front of me. I can kind of adjust it. I'll show you guys what the neck mount looks like here in a second. It is one of the featured items in the carousel, so we'll be taking a look at that. And yeah, really cool. I like that. It seems pretty sturdy. I don't think I can pull this loose, but then I do like how the buttons work. So really simple, quick press. So the other one, you got to kind of fight it when you pull it apart. That's sometimes a good thing as well, but this goes in there really solid. And then when you're ready to take it out, you have these two little gold tabs, just press it and pull it apart. Trust me, that's a win. And this little accessory right now, guys, is only $15.99. So if you have one of these cameras, or you're thinking about getting one of these cameras, trust me, having more than one mount is going to be a good thing. So that's a win. All right. So I'm just going to take this and put it on our neck mount. Put it on the neck mount here, and we'll talk about this when we get to the neck mount. Did I put that on backwards? Of course I did. Of course I did. Can I put it the other way? There we go. All right, so there's a little neck mount. We'll talk about this when we get to it. All right, so just to give you guys an idea, there's a lot of different accessories that I think are going to be great for this little camera. Another one is coming up. It won't be here till tomorrow, but it is another accessory that allows you to turn this more into a traditional camera. So it has a little handle that you're going to be able to hold off to the side. It has also the cold shoe mount. I don't usually go to the product pages. You guys know how I feel about that, but I'm going to show you guys this on the product page just because that's the only way I can show it to you right now. So let's switch over here to the desktop real quick. So you can see right here, it has a standard handle. Right here, it has a bar that goes across here, and this also has the full aluminum cage. So what's nice about that is you could hold this just like a regular camera. Everything is connected with magnets and the same kind of locking system. You can utilize the cold shoe of the cage to secure this shutter button. That's what this top piece is. It kind of acts as a shutter button. But then on top there is the little red piece can come out, which will give you an additional cold shoe, so you can still add your accessories and everything you want to it. So it's basically turning one of these little action cameras into more of a traditional style camera. So if you wanted to add like a light or like I mentioned before, an audio interface or something like that, or a receiver, you can do all of that. And of course, it does have the quarter 20. That's going to make it easy for mounting it on a standard tripod, that uses a quarter 20 versus one of the other type of mounts. So again, Really cool little system. The cage right now with the grip is under $50. Right now it's $47.99. I think that is a great price because the cage we just looked at was like $22, right? So for $20 more, you get a metal cage, you get a handle, and you get, the handle with the shutter button built into it. So you could actually use it for starting and stopping photo, video, productions, whatever it is you want to do. And it's going to give you a little bit more control for holding this camera when you're recording or taking photos or whatever the case it is. I'll show it to you guys when it comes in. I'll be doing videos on it. You already know that. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this guy off. You heard that? Just turned it off. All right, so we have one more camera coming up. Let me show you an example of that camera. So you guys know I talk about this camera right here all the time, which is the DJI Pocket 3. There is another variation of this camera that is also from Extra. Now, Extra's version of this is the Muse, but it is almost identical to this camera except for some color variations. It also has a gimbal. It also has the 2-inch screen. It also has the joystick, the record button, the ability to install an SD card. It also has, multiple video modes. You have your still image modes, your video modes. You have, all those different. I'm not going to show you the features on this camera because it's not the same camera. I'm just showing you this camera in relations to what the Muse looks like and how it works. So it's going to come with your, connectable adapters and things like that. So almost everything that you find on the Pocket 3, you would find on that camera. Again, like I said, you have your gimbal control where you can control it with the joystick, like what I'm doing right here. You can also do human tracking. You can use gesture control where the camera will track you as you move around, which is pretty cool. I use this camera all the time for my shoppable videos. This is the camera right here that I use every single day. So if you guys see me producing some videos or you see a video that I post, it was most likely recorded with this camera and the wireless microphone that came with the bundle. Okay. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan of DJI products. These cameras, the drones, all of the different accessories. Rome is a big, big fan of these products. And I use them. I use them every single day. All right. So I'm just going to put that little box over there on the table. All right. What do we have next? Okay. So you remember, hey, I see my man Alan DeBay is in the house. Welcome, Alan DeBay. Welcome to the stream. Human, what? Alan, you missed Louis rapping. You missed out on Louis rapping tonight. Louis did his Rome Knows Tech rap for everybody tonight. I was like, oh my goodness. Yes, Louis laid it down. All right, let's talk about the next item we have available here. That is this little gimbal right here. Now, this gimbal, guys, you can buy it right now here on Amazon for $63.99. This is a foldable gimbal. Let me show you guys how this works. It just unfolds like that. You're going to place your phone inside of it. I don't have one of my phones without a case. Let's see. What phone can we use? Maybe we could use this phone because it has a thin case. All right. Hopefully I don't mess up the stream. So we're going to try to put this phone inside of the case. I put it in backwards. Hold on.
You're going to do great. No worries. With a setup like that, the stream is sure to be a hit. Any last-minute preparation?
I agree, Louis. I agree. Let me turn this gimbal on and let's see if we can get it going in the right orientation. I think it's backwards. Nope. There we go. All right. So you guys can see there is the gimbal. Now I have it set up. And this is a cool little gimbal as well. You have a joystick control here. You have a record button. If you're using the app for the gimbal, you can actually use the tele rocker here for zooming in and zooming out. You have a focus wheel right here as well. So this has a lot of cool features. And then you add, the little desktop tripod that goes with it. As you guys can see how easy it is, for this to move around. You actually also have the ability to switch this from portrait to landscape. I can't remember. Yeah, there we go. So you can switch it from portrait to landscape by just double tapping on the joystick button. So, you can be recording, your standard landscape stuff, and then you decide you want to do something for TikTok or Instagram or Amazon or YouTube or whatever it is in that portrait orientation. Just a couple of little clicks away, it's going to rotate your phone and you'll be able to shoot that as well. Now, like I said, this is a very robust camera gimbal. Phone gimbal. So if you're looking for a quality gimbal, this guy can be a great option for you. I have used this gimbal's big brother for a long time. That used to be my go-to gimbal when I wanted to show you guys things here in the studio. When I would just grab the camera phone and I would be showing you things around here. It was the larger version of this gimbal is what I was using on a regular basis. Now, powering this guy off should go ahead and release the phone. I should be able to take my phone out now. The reason why I'm a little hesitant is because I have this case on the phone, and that makes it a little bit too big for this gimbal. But if you have a thin case or you don't have a large phone like I do, that's an iPhone 14 Pro Max right there, which is a very big phone. Standard side phones probably are not going to have any issues with that. All right. So here we go. This is how it folds up. It comes with a little pouch. It comes with a little pouch that you can put it in for travel, all of your cables and all that kind of jazz. So really nice design. It also comes with a light. There's a little magnetic area right here that the little light fits on, so that way you can use the light if you need it. I'm not going to say that you're going to necessarily need that light. Let me go ahead and highlight that gimbal again. But anyway, if you are looking for a portable desktop gimbal, it has tracking capabilities. Now, again, you will have to use the app for this gimbal in order for it to be able to track you, but it can do human tracking as well. So a lot of cool features for this little under $70 gimbal. Prime Day deal right now, $63.99. Definitely check this guy out as well. All right, what else do we have? We have this little camera, but I'm going to go ahead and skip it. Well, I'm not going to skip it. I'm just not going to go get it. But anyway, let me show you guys this camera real quick. It's only $10, guys. This camera is only $10. So let me show you this real quick here. So you can get this camera right now here on Amazon, guys, for $9.99. So if you need a pet cam, if you need a child cam or something like that, this is going to be an excellent little camera right here. It's a 2K 3 megapixel home security camera. This one has night vision up to about 25 feet. You have two-way audio on this, so you can talk through this little camera. This is going to be great for keeping an eye on your pets, like Alan, if you want to keep an eye on your cat while you're at work or something like that. Terry, you can keep an eye on Buddy and Bear. Really cool little camera. When you're out and about, or maybe you're at work or something, you can install an SD card to this and record. There is cloud storage as well, but usually with a lot of these cameras, I would prefer to just store locally. But again, it is a security camera that you can have anywhere in the house. There is no IP rating that I'm aware of, so this is not an outdoor camera. This is going to be for indoor use, but for the price, you can't go wrong, guys. It's only $9.99. I think that's a great price for what you're going to get. And I have had little cameras like that. I think there's still one back there. You guys know I used to turn this camera on all the time. I used to call it Evan's boyfriend. Is also a little webcam, little security camera that you can have, no problem. Good results with it, high quality video as well. All right, so we were talking about the neck strap just a second ago. So let me grab this neck strap and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So this is going to be for some of my live streamers or content creators out there that want to be mobile. So that is this neck strap you see right here. Now, what's nice about this is it comes with two accessories. One is going to work for your action cameras, and the other accessory is for like a phone, okay? So I can press this little button here on the back, rotate this out, take this one out, put this one in. Louis, do not knock that off the desk. I'm watching you, Louis. I'm watching you. The people are watching you, Louis. All right, so I can put the MagSafe one on here, and then I can just press this little button and release this little record here. And now what I can do is I could take a phone, and if I was recording with the phone, pop this guy on there just like this, and then I can switch over to this phone view. Let's do that. So now you guys are looking at my desk from my phone's perspective. You can see both of my hands here in the shot. So if I pick up something, I could be demoing something or talking about something or reviewing something, and you have that, immersive type of both hands free to be able to record. Or I could come over here to my man Louie, and I could just be close to Louie, talking to Louie, turn Louie around here toward me, give Louie a little pet, say, "Hi, buddy, how you doing? Hey, buddy, good to see you, buddy." And, you just have your camera. You have your phone or your action camera, whatever it is, around your neck, guys. So trust me, that's a win. All right, let's give Louie his ball, and let me switch back over. So this would work just as easily with an action camera. So let me show you guys what that looks like. So if I take this one off, there's two buttons on the back. One releases the accessory. The other one releases the neck piece. So here's that little mount that we just put on here.
That sounds like a handy setup for an action camera. It'll make things smooth and efficient during your live streams.
I agree.
Can't wait to see everything in action with both cameras tomorrow. Keep up the great work.
Yes, I agree. So here's my action camera now. I can just pop this guy on here real quick, and boom, now I have this camera on. I could be out, and it comes with this little belt that you can put around your waist. That's going to further secure this to keep it from bouncing up and down like when you're walking or moving or something like that. So really nice design, guys, and it's an amazing price. It is under $20 right now, under 20 bucks. You can get this whole kit. So if you're ready to start creating content, you're looking for a way to do it, this could be an excellent way, to, put something simple together. So definitely check this out. You can get this here.
Awesome.
$17. Excuse me. Louis, you made me sneeze. All right. Let's go. What do we got next? We don't have too many items left in the carousel. All right, so the next item in the carousel is going to be our XR glasses. Thank you, Renee. It's going to be our XR glasses, and those are from our friends over at Ray Neo. That is these glasses right here. And yes, I've used them in a bunch of crazy ways. You guys know how my mind works by now. You should. But it comes in this nice little travel case. You also get the included USB-C cable. It has a little kind of like a 27 degree angle for it because it's going to plug into these glasses. Now, what's nice about these glasses, these will create the equivalent of a 201-inch screen, okay, directly in your line of sight. I'm going to show you close-ups of it, but I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like. And, these, you're going to wear these just like any other glasses, guys. Let me take off my Meta Ray-Bans here real quick and pop these guys on. Even with my headphones on, I can still fit these on, no problem. You guys can see that. And that's what these would probably look like if you were sitting, on a train or a boat or in your living room or whatever it is, playing a video game, checking out your server, reading emails, editing photos, editing videos, whatever the case it is. Like I said, I've used this. When I first really got excited about this is when I was watching How to Train a Dragon on my phone, plugged into these, and I'm telling you guys, the screen was massive, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I've never seen the dragon look like that. Oh, look at the dragon scales. Oh, look at the water. Look at all of these amazing. Yes, I was that guy. So anyway, let me show you guys up close what this looks like. So let's switch back over to our top-down view. So here are our glasses. It has these bird bath style screens. These are 1080p. You get two of these nose bridge things here, and those are adjustable. You can actually pull it forward and backward to adjust. The arms also adjust. You can actually pop these. I don't like doing it because it makes a weird sound, and I'm not going to do it now, but there's 3 adjustments that you can do with these if you need to balance these out so that you can see them better. You have 4 speakers built into these guys, 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top. You have control for your audio, control for your video. This is 600 nits, which is going to be more than enough for indoor use. To connect these to your device, you're just going to plug in right here with your USB-C. right there. This is the Air 3S. There is now an Air 3S Pro that is available, which is 1200 nits. But honestly, guys, unless you're going to be outdoors, in direct sunlight, I don't really see a benefit to the other variation of these, other than just to say that you have the hottest new thing or whatever it is. But right now, I think for these, a great price right now is $215.20. Trust me, guys, that is a great price for what you're going to get. I love, love, love these things. I wear them every single day when I'm editing video, editing photos, especially when I want, more precision editing, where I'm really looking at little small details, or I'm masking something out, or I'm doing some kind of custom graphics or something. These really, really come in handy. My son has a pair of these, and he uses them for his, for his server, and of course, content consumption as well. He watches a bunch of his, anime and stuff like that on these glasses. Trust me, you will love them as I do. Richard says we have. Let me put my glasses back on so I can actually see what Richard says. Richard says what? Richard says what? We got 80K likes. Ooh, righty then. All right, guys, check those glasses out. They are amazing. Let's keep rolling. We got a couple more things. So here's a product that I use all the time when I'm creating content. Now, right now, you can get this guy here for $35.19. Okay. Now, this was sent to me, but I just remembered, a couple of weeks ago, this was almost twice the price. What's nice about this is a projector light. It has, four different color modes. So to turn it on, you're just going to press this little button like this. It'll light up, and then you just rotate it really fast. It turns the light on, as you guys can see. It comes with this little snoot, and it also comes with a lot of these little scrims, and each scrim is different. And the scrims will project the light in a certain way. Like you guys can see those circles back there on the boxes. Or if I put this on my face, you guys can kind of see what the lights look like. And I can also change the color of the lights by just pressing the button. So there is a bright white light. Here is a red light. Here is the more amber light, which is your warm light. And then we can go back to our blue light. Now, those are the lights that are built into the unit, but you can also use circular gels, and you can change the light to other colors based on those gels and combining it with these little scrims that come with it. Okay, really nice design, guys. It has multiple mounting points. So you have a 1/4-20 right here on the side. You have another 1/4-20 on the bottom. So if you wanted this light to be like above something, with the light shining down, you could easily do that as an effect light, on a tabletop. So if you're doing, say, for instance, a bunch of, products, and you want some cool lights on the table, you got like a black surface or something, you want light reflecting, you could even put it at an angle. It's just so many different things you can do with this. And like I said, it comes with about 20 or so different scrims. And you can probably create your own scrims, because this is just a little thin plastic. So you could actually take an X-Acto knife and this similar type of material and cut your own little designs, even a logo or something. And, you could use for this. And if you had a laser, even better, you could really cut out a real cool laser cut design, and then you'd be able to project that using this little light. And like I said, I use this light all the time. It's usually somewhere over here facing toward this back wall. So when I'm recording videos during the daytime, I'll have this pretty much right about here and a little bit higher up. And that's just how I have it set up. So that way it's in the line of sight of whatever it is that I'm recording. So you guys, if you start watching some of the videos now, you'll start to notice these lights showing up in the background of the video. But this is the product that I use along with the fog machine, to really, create a little bit of dimension, a little bit of atmosphere for the videos, depending on the type of video. Okay. All right. So we got some other things we're going to take a look at. PC Phil is in the house. Welcome, PC Phil. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. All right, Louis, I want you to say hello to our man, PC Phil. Hey, Louis. PC Phil is in the house. I want you to say hello to PC Phil. Thank him for stopping in and hanging out with us tonight on Amazon for Prime Day.
Hey PC Phil, thanks for popping in and hanging out with us tonight on Amazon for Prime Day. It's great to have you here. Hope you're enjoying the tech talk and deals.
Smokey's right here underneath me. Louie is on the desk. Smokey's right here at my leg.
Smokies.
All right, Smokey, I'll be feeding you here in just a minute, buddy. Let me get through these last few items, and it'll be dinner time for you. All right, we got about 4 more items. I'm going to try to go through them as fast as I can and be as informative at the same time. All right, so the next item we have listed in the carousel, I just highlighted it. That is going to be this display hub that you guys see here. Now, what's cool about this is that this hub has multiple uses, but one of the most important uses is that you can connect multiple monitors to this. So you have your SD card reader, you have your TF card, you have your headphone jack, you have 3 10 gigabit USB A's, 2 10 gigabit USB-Cs right here, and of course your power button. Flip this guy over. Here's your DC input. You have your laptop OTG right here. This is going to be your USB for connecting a keyboard or a mouse. You have your Ethernet here on this guy as well. Now, this is where it really shines. You have 4 full-size HDMI or 4 full-size display ports on here. So you can support, depending on the system, up to 4 different monitors. Now, it comes with this little stand, which you can pull off. You guys see that? And you could, lay this flat on the desk. You could, do it the other way or however you want to use it. I like it standing up if I was going to use this, and I would just rock this back in there. That way it could just sit up on the desk kind of like this, and then you could have everything plugged right into this little hub. I switch hubs all the time. It just depends on what it is I'm connecting it to. I have tested this with my Mac. I've tested this with the PC. I've not tested it with one of the mini PCs, and I think this is where this would really shine. If I was to set up one of the mini PCs with a monitor, keyboard, and mouse, and let this be kind of the main interface for everything else that's connected to it, this would definitely be a win. Now, right now, guys, today here on Amazon, you can get this guy for $231.99. $231.99. Definitely check it out. If you have any questions about it, drop them down in the comments. I am here to answer those questions for you. So let me know. All right, we're going to be rolling into the holiday season, as you guys know. So let me grab some of these Christmas lights. I was on liveStream earlier today at 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning. Yes, I was live on liveStream at 7:30 this morning, y'all, talking about these amazing Govee lights. Well, here is one of the lights that I want you guys to check out. These are the Govee Christmas Sparkle String Light Kit. It's going to work with Meta. It's going to work with Alexa. It's going to work with Google Home. And of course, it's going to work with the Govee app. This is the box that you get. Let me open this up real quick and show you guys what this looks like. Give me a second here. All right, let me pop this tape. A lot of unboxing today. A lot of things to cut open. This little box cutter really comes in handy, guys. This little box cutter is boss, okay? All right, let me put this away. Let's open this up so I can show you guys what we get. So real simple, you get your little starter information with the lights, which is really nice. Now, these are green. Here is the lights. You get the controller. Let me see if I can pull this out without making a mess. Let's go to the top-down view. It's going to be easier. Back it up, Louie. Back it up. What did I knock over? I don't know what I knocked over. It don't matter. Let's go to the top-down view. All right, here we go. So as you guys can see, these are the lights. Now, what's different about these lights, guys, they're kind of squared off, which is really nice. I like that. That's different. This is your controller. This is your little power controller. All of your cables and everything is going to come in this little section right here. This is going to be for Christmas trees. So if you're going to be decorating a Christmas tree, this is going to be a win. Can I get that to go back in there? I don't know. But yeah, you know, if you're doing Christmas trees, I probably will not do a Christmas tree this year. I'll probably do something like it. I'll simulate some lighting, you know, just to look like a Christmas tree. What is that? Oh, that's the plug. I knocked the plug loose. Hold on. See if I can get that back in there. Probably not. We shall see. But anyway, yeah, everything goes back in there. But anyway, these are the lights. Let's see if I can pull those out so you guys can see them a little bit better. So I want you guys to see what these lights look like. They look very futuristic, guys. I like this design. That is so cool. And they are sleeved. And you know, this is from Govee, so you already know these guys are going to last you a long time. You know, year round, you'll be pulling these guys out. And great price on these right now. They are $89.99 for these Christmas lights. If you guys have not yet secured your Govee or your Christmas lights, period, definitely take a look at these. I think these are going to be a great option for a lot of people. And if I was doing a Christmas tree, these guys would definitely be getting a lot of work. Now, what you get here is 250 of these LED lights. This is RGB WIC. This is going to be great. It has like 140 plus presets on here of different type of lighting effects that you can do with these guys. I might just decorate a wall and just make a tree on the wall by just using thumbtacks or something to simulate a tree without me having to drag the tree all the way from down in the attic. So that might be how I go about, you know, creating a tree back here on this wall or something using these lights, you know, just kind of stringing them back and forth until we have something that looks like a tree. I think that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. That's exactly what we'll do. That's probably what Renee would say. Yeah, Rome, just put them on the wall. Just put some tape, get you some thumbtacks, Rome, just stick it on the walls. So yeah, that might be how we go about doing it. We shall see. We shall see. All right, let's go ahead and put this box away. There we go. All right, what do we have next? Next amazing lighting thing here in the carousel, guys. Let me show it to you guys here real quick. That is going to be decorate your kitchen. Yeah, I would go crazy if I had all those lights in the kitchen. All right, so here is another cool light. Now, this light can go pretty much anywhere, okay? This is an amazing Govee light right here. Now, what's nice about this light is it has, wait for it, a JBL speaker built into the light, and it is portable. It has its own internal battery. Now, of course, you got to charge it. You already know that, but you got a JBL speaker built into this guy. Let me see if I can switch through some of these modes real quick here and let you guys hear. Yes, that's right. That's right. You know what that sounds like. Here's some other sounds. Here's something relaxing. You know, Renee, when you come home from work and you just want to, you know, chill for a second, have a little bit of tea and meditate. You know, just meditate. Just, this could be it. This could be it. Lighting effects. Let's go to another one of the color effects. So this one, I think that one is fire. This one, a little rainbow effect. I don't know how well you guys can see these colors. Let me see if I switch over to the other camera. You can see the colors a little bit better. So this is the green. You guys should be able to hear the sound as well. So it's going to transition through these different green effects as well. You also have, let me scoot Louie out of the way. It's kind of hard for me to hit the button. Okay, so here's our water drops. Yeah, I could sleep to that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, really cool, guys. A lot of cool things this year from our friends over at Govee. So, yeah, this is a win. I could swear I just saw Nate in the house. Super Nerd Nate's in the house. Yeah! What it do, fam? Welcome to the stream. We were just talking about this Govee light right here. All of the cool features built in, you know, with the JBL speaker and all that kind of jazz. You missed my man Louis rapping here a little bit earlier, hanging out. That's Louis. If you don't know who Louis is, let me introduce you, Nate. This is my man Louis. This is my co-host next to Richard. So yeah, we've been rocking it out, you know, over the last couple of months, just doing what we do here on the stream. All right, let's keep it rolling. We got a couple more things going on. What's good on what's going on, my guy? Yeah, we just staying, you know, staying in motion. You know how we do. You know how we do. All right, so let's grab this. Let's take a look at this next light that we have here. So that would be this light that you guys see back here. Let me scoot it forward and power this guy on. All right. So this little lamp kind of reminds me of something vintage and something futuristic all at the same time. Okay. Did I turn the leg on? Oh, wait. There we go. So let me tilt this down so you guys can see what the top element of the light looks like. And you can transition through these different colors by just using the little switch here. Oops, let's go back. So it has an under light as well that you could use as a reading lamp. You know, you can also press and hold this and it's going to go back to the top lamp. And then there's a bunch of different, you know, effects that you can use for this as well. But what's cool about this is actually produces a light pattern on the ceiling. But I want you guys to see what this lens looks like right here. And then you have the light that's going to be coming out, illuminating from around the sides. Now, I took out one of the sections just so this would be short enough for me to be able to show it to you guys in the stream. But there's another section to this pole that actually makes this lamp a little bit taller, okay? But like I said, you can go through and you can switch the different lighting modes on here. And I'm going to show you guys what this looks like on the ceiling. Let me adjust that a little bit and adjust this camera up so you guys can see what the lighting effect looks like. So let me bring the camera up and away to the ceiling, babies, to the ceiling. You guys can see the lighting effects now up there on the ceiling. So that's so cool how this works. Let me see if I can transition to a different lighting effect. All right, so there's another different light pattern that you guys should be able to see. And you can use your Govee app to go through, you know, hundreds of different lighting effects. Each one of them is going to be slightly different, but it's going to have that movement, that plasma-like effect, you know, which is really cool for this lamp. And the lamp itself, you can get it here on Amazon, guys, right now for $139.99. This is a piece of art. This is definitely going to be a conversation starter. So, you know, if you got people coming over for the holidays, I'm telling you guys, they're going to be looking at this thing. They're going to be checking this thing out. Like, oh my goodness, that thing is amazing. And you go, yes, Rome suggested it. I got that on RomeKnowsTech.liveStream on Amazon. And it's a win. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Let me power this guy off. All righty then. And let me turn off this battery. All right, there we go. So anyway, check the lamp out. If you guys have any questions about it, drop them down in the comments. All right, so we got one more lamp from our friends over at Govee, and that's going to be this lamp that you guys see back here. This is the Govee Floor Lamp 2. Let me grab my phone here real quick. And actually, let me show it to you guys first before I do that. Let's go back here real quick. All right, so let me, whoops, what's going on here? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me connect the phone again. There we go. All right, so let's take this back here so you guys can get a better look at this lamp. As you guys can see, that's the base of the lamp, and this is the stalk of the lamp right here. And this is pretty much what it looks like if you set this up on the floor. I have it on this desk just so you guys can see it a little bit better. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on some of the different effects that you can do with it. So where is my Govee app? Govee, where you be? There's my Govee app. So you have all of the Govee features built into this for the lamp 2. It's going to connect using your Wi-Fi. You have a bunch of different presets built into this. You know, there's one for forest. There's a rainbow effect. You know, so you can have all of these different effects
You have this cherry blossom looking effect, which is pretty cool. Let me move some of these things out of the way so you guys can see it a little bit better. I know I have all these cameras and stuff in the way. Let's move a few things. All right. You guys should be able to see the lamp a little bit better. Let's go to, here's one that would be cool. Here's a garden scene. And here is a peach.
That garden scene sounds lovely. I bet it's
Peach orchard. Let's go to festive. We have Halloween. So we can turn on our little Halloween effects with this guy as well. Here's some fireworks. So if you guys are getting ready for the 4th of July or getting ready for New Year's Eve and you can't have live fireworks like we do down here in my hood because we set it off over here, y'all. But I know everybody doesn't have access to an environment where they can really, fire off real fireworks. This is going to be a great substitute, or even using it with, the curtain lights. So if you have curtain lights, that can be a good option as well. Actually, let me turn my curtain lights on while I'm talking about this lamp. So we have that turned on as well. There we go. There's our curtain lights. And you guys can see we have our little Halloween theme going. There's our little pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern or whatever you want to call it, rocking at the same time. So yeah, we got a lot of cool things from Govee, guys. These lights can all interact well together. You can pair them up together. No problems there. So if you guys are looking for something to really take your holiday season to the next level, this could be exactly what you're looking for. Definitely take a look at these products from Govee, guys. I am a huge fan. All right, so that's about it for tonight. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. This is my 3rd stream today. Like I said earlier, guys, I was live on Govee at 7:30 this morning, and I did my channel here at noon, and then this is our last stream for the day, but we'll be back here in 48 hours, which Louis will tell you about here in just a second. So let's go ahead and let Louis wrap it up for us. Let's go back over here to my man, Louis. Hey, Louis. Let's give everybody a quick little wrap here real quick. I want you to give them a wrap, thanking everybody for showing up here on Amazon and YouTube for Prime Day.
Here we go. Yo, big shout out to everyone in the chat, chilling with us on Prime Day like it's where we sat, on Amazon and YouTube. We hit the scene, got the tech deals poppin', you know what I mean. Thanks to y'all for joining this crew. We're here to spread the love and keep you in the mood. On Prime Day night, you're all looking bright. Let's keep this party rolling through the night. Appreciate you being part of the show. Together we shine. Make it glow.
Right on. All right, let everybody know we'll be back here in 48 hours for our cooking stream here on Amazon.
We'll be back in just 48 hours for our awesome cooking stream here on Amazon. Don't miss it, everyone. Get ready to cook up something special.
What are we going to make, Louis? What do you have any ideas for what we can make for our cooking stream?
Hey, I'm excited about the cooking stream. How about we try making some delicious sushi rolls or maybe bake a decadent chocolate cake? They both sound fun and tasty.
Ooh, let's make a cake. Let's make a cake, Louis. That's a great idea. Let's make a cake.
Making a cake sounds delightful. Ron, I'm excited to see how it turns out. Let's get creative and have some fun with it.
I agree, buddy. I agree. I see Hope is saying she can't wait to see what we're going to be cooking for on a cooking stream. So we'll see. We'll come up with some ideas, guys. We'll come up with something. All right, y'all. So it's time for us to go ahead and wrap it up the way we do. Y'all know how we do. I'm going to let my man Louis go ahead and shout you guys out. And then, we're going to wrap it up for the night so I can go and make some dinner for me, for Louis and everybody else, and feed Smokey and all that kind of jazz. Y'all know how we do. I want to thank you one and all for coming in and hanging out with us tonight here on Amazon. And for those who have been with me here all day and yesterday, and even through the power outage when my stream went out last night, thank you guys for coming back and, reaching out to me to make sure I was okay. Thank you for that as well. All right, y'all. So, so me and Louis going to go ahead and wrap it up. I got to move my mouse so he don't knock it off the desk. All right, Louis. Hello, Louis. Hey, Louis.
All right, we got one more thing to do before we go. We want to thank everyone and remind them to be a good human, do good in the world, and get out there and help others in the community. Go ahead, Louis, tell them about it.
Absolutely. Hey everyone, just a quick reminder to spread kindness and positivity in the world. Be a good human, help others in the community, and let's make the world a better place together.
I agree, buddy. I agree. All right, guys, you heard it from Louis. Smokey is right here underneath me, right here, waiting for me to get off the stream so I can feed him. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Y'all know how we do. You know how we do. Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate, take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something amazing each and every single day, guys. Be a good human. Be a good human. Do good in the world. Shine your light on the community, guys. Remember, every deed good you do is like a pebble in the pond. It is just going to ripple out and encourage others to do the same. So do what you can, when you can, as often as you can, and just be a good human. All right, guys, I will see you all back here in 48 hours. Don't forget to follow my man Richard over there on that tickety tick 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 tock. If you want to check out some of the amazing content Richard has been creating, the bloopers of yours truly, a lot of cool content from a lot of the amazing influencers here on Amazon. Richard be laying it down, y'all. Richard be laying it down, putting in the work, my babies. All right, y'all. So I will see you back here in 48 hours. But until then, it's time for me to say the magic words. Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, 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 my babies. I am out of here. Mwah, love y'all. But I got to go. I'm out.